What it do, nation in the building. Wait, make sure I have voice. Alright, we good. Ohio State and Oregon, some players to watch in this year's draft. Definitely. Dylan Gabriel, what's he got? Is he good enough to draft? Height scares me. Left-handed scares me. That horrible pass right there scares me. He played damn good against this defense last time. And Ohio State's defense is not a joke. All on the 22, 3rd and 8 in the gun. Dylan Gabriel changing the play. I like that. Trips up top. Intercept. Oh, it's dropped. Threw into double coverage. I thought that was pick two. Definitely. Right? Can't keep giving Ohio the ball. Ohio State, you give them the ball. Let me see if this works here. No, it's not working. It is working. I don't know if anybody's in here. Sorry. I gotta hook up this chat somehow. Alright. What's good? What's good? Who you got? Y'all got Oregon. Where's the chat? What's going on? Oh, I got you. Happy New Year. My guy, Robert Pena in the building. Happy New Year to you, man. Raider Ryan, what's good? What's good? Hope y'all had a great New Year. Minimize this somehow. There we go. Who y'all got in this game? You got Oregon. You got Ohio State. Are y'all looking at Dylan Gabriel? Y'all watching Dylan Gabriel? There's a lot of rumors on the Raiders. Dylan Gabriel could be that guy. Y'all got Oregon? Rick, my guy, what's good? What's good? I don't think Ohio State's going to lose to the same team twice. I mean, I don't know. Their coach is kind of on the ropes, but we shall see, right? We shall see. Probably should put these glasses on so I can see. Speaking of, I'm in Eastside, Oregon today with the family. Well, salute, man. Say hello to the family for me. Got to get that family time in, right? So we know who you're going for. You didn't have to type it. It's all good though. Shit. Oh, I can see the chat on the side. Oh, it is working. Hell yeah. All right, so y'all gotta bear with me because StreamYard, I don't know what was going on with my computer, but somehow it took a crap and I had to switch to a new system and I'm on Streamlabs and I can't figure out how to change the background. I can't figure out none of this, but this is the first time I've actually been on and I can see the chat in my chat, so but it is very small. Very, very small. Positive necessary. Uh, Damn. Wife is a Ducks fan. Nice. I can't see shit. Window either. Oh man, what? You can't see nothing either? Fuck. What's going on? Oh, wait. Alright, I need to go back to this big chat. Much better. Holy shit, I'm going blind. Guy, you know you think I'm weird. As much as I love football, I could never get into college football. I mean, yeah, it depends. College football's I don't know if you never grew up kind of watching it or rooting for a team. Me, I'm kind of screwed because I was born in Cali and I've always rooted for USC and I always rooted for UCLA and then switching back and forth from mom to dad. Pops living in Arkansas. When I came here, Fayetteville is like the biggest college party town you could possibly think of. And it's just wild. And I was like, man, the fans here are just so passionate. Touchdown, Ohio. Jesus. Golly, these receivers, man. We need to draft one of these receivers. The Williams guy, preferably. But yeah, when I came to Fayetteville, man, it was it was wild. And the Razorback fans are so passionate, kind of like Raiders fans. And I just fell in love with the Razorbacks. So now I got like three. And I don't really. Plus, I lived in Vegas most of my life, and I always went to UNLV games when I was younger with my uncle. So I kind of always rooted for the Rebels, but they've always been so bad. It's hard watching them. But yeah, I don't know. I got more involved in college football when I started doing YouTube because I got to know more about the players coming out of the draft, who I'm talking about. And I can't be on here looking like an idiot like I do usually with my live streams and not know what I'm doing. So yeah, I had to get more into college football. This year, I've watched college football more than I ever have ever. It's been wild. This thing is delayed so bad. This is driving me nuts. What a catch! The ball was even tipped by his arm. Good lord! One-handed grab. I mean, that's an NFL catch right there. That's hella concentration. You can't get no better than that. This man had the ball hit the defender's arm, caught it with one hand, bobbled it in that one hand, still somehow managed to pull it in for a touchdown. Crazy concentration, strength, and Oregon is on the ropes. But man, did y'all watch the last game? We seen the same thing. I don't even know if this is still working. Hit them likes for me. Hit them likes. I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button. What do y'all think about Scatterboo, man? This dude is an absolute freak of nature. He wasn't lying when he said he was the best back. I mean, I was on that Ashton Genty train, and he still had a damn good game against, a super solid defense. But they basically shut Genty down. He didn't have the games he usually do. Scatterboo, he just kept getting better and better. The man threw a touchdown pass. He caught a pass. Like that, that man is just he can do anything. I would not be mad if the Raiders picked that dude up in the second or third round at all. Let me know what y'all think. Is anybody still in here? Why is my chat not updating? Are y'all commenting? I don't know what's going on. Why is it working over here but not on YouTube? Oh, sorry, I'm missing all y'all's chats. And I cannot see it. This is bullshit. Damn it. Let me try something else here. That's not gonna work. Fuck my life, bro. Well, let's see if this works. I'm good, man. I'm not very good. I can't see none of the chat. It's a mini screen, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm gonna have to work on that. So I'm gonna have to do this. This is horrible, man. This is horrible shit. I know you can see me, but I can't see the chat. I can only see part of it on my screen, and it's froze on YouTube. I'm using my phone. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Sorry, y'all. I appreciate it. I apologize. All right. Oregon with the ball, and they need to score badly. Oh, and he's going for everything. Oh! Off his helmet. I don't know what happened. That could have been a hell of a play. That could have been one hell of a play. If he would have caught that, that would have been nasty. All right, I got to find this chat. Stop watching the game, you little shit. Here we go. Nah, I did not party last night. I don't party, man. I'm too old for that shit. He reminds me of Peyton Hillis. Yeah, I think he reminds me of a lot of the damn, what's that kid's name? What's the kid's name for the Saints? Their running back slash receiver slash quarterback. That Raider fan, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up. Come on, Rebel, get the technology straightened out, buddy. You want to help me? Cause man, I can't figure out new shit all the time. I told you, I'm not very technology. It's easier just to go on my phone and do it. But then you can't see shit, and I can't see the chat. I'm trying to be comfortable and watching on the big screen instead of watching it on the computer. Doing Gabriel in the gun pass caught. No first down though. On the sideline, fourth down. What are they gonna do? Hill? Yeah, that's it. Tyson Hill or Taysom Hill. He reminds me of one of those dudes where you could put in any position. I think it'd be a huge, huge pickup for the Raiders. Like I don't know what round he's projected to go in, but after that game, man, what a game, right? That game was wild. And Oregon can't do nothing with this defense. If Ohio scores again, I'm calling it. I'm saying it's done. It's over. But did I miss anything else? What did I do for New Year's Eve? I sat right here and contemplated going live all night and never did it, trying to figure out this stupid thing. But it seems to be all right, right? Good? Y'all can see everything? You can hear me? Thumbs up in the chat? Yeah, technology is not. Further I'm old, I have to get my grandchildren to show you. Hey, you know what's messed up is when I was a kid, I used to have to show my grandpa how to set up the remote, how to do work the VCR, which I guess you're old enough to know what a VCR is, but some people might be like, what the hell is a VCR? But yeah, I used to have to set up all that shit for grandpa. I mean, I'm not handicapped at technology, obviously, because I run a live stream, I edit, I do all that shit, but learning new shit is at my age with my brain, it's hard. Shane Butler, my guy, was good. Got it to work making a new account. Sweet. What happened to your old account? Bro, Dylan Gabriel does not look like one of those kids. I wish Drew Aller, however you say that kid's name. That kid looked like fire, bro. Penn State, Singleton at running back with Abdul Carter, defensive line, bro. All those guys could be going in the first round. That's a nasty team over there. Black and white TV is where I started. Yeah, I had a black and white TV for a little bit. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. We grew up on welfare. What everybody do on New Year's? Let me know. Where did you celebrate New Year's? Drop it in the chat. Also, I can't hit you up on IG. I tried it saying it's failed. Uh, wish Hawaiian Candy was in here. Maybe she could drop my IG link. That would be nice. You would take Scatterboo? What round though? What round would you take Scatterboo? Because I mean, I know a lot of people would take him. I think we have, Dylan Labe is the same kind. He runs with the same balance, the same low center of gravity. He just never got a chance, bro. He just never got a shot for the right pick, right? It just depends on. I mean, if he's there in the third round when we have two third round picks, would you take him with the first, with our first third round pick, which is I think the fourth pick or the second pick in the third round? Is pretty high up there. Or would you wait and try to get him with the last pick in the third round, which is like his last pick, I think. Are you here in Colorado? Nice. Yeah, I didn't do shit, man. I didn't watch no balls drop. Pause if necessary. I'm glad I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't watch no fireworks on TV. It really wasn't even New Year's to me. I don't think Christmas was even like Christmas this year either. So yeah, so that's where I was at. That's what I did, and I'm hoping to make this new year better. Hopefully, I could figure out this stream and technology to make my guy Robert Pena happy to stay in the chat. LA, LA. All right, trips to the top. Let's break down some of this game. In the shotgun, beautiful pass, caught like it was nothing, and they are destroying the Oregon Ducks. It's like duck hunting season in California. Do they have duck hunting? No, they don't have duck hunting in California. Oh shit! Out in Little Rock for the holidays. What's good? What's good, man? Yeah, I'm out here in Fayetteville. It's a whole different state from Little Rock to Northwest Arkansas. But nice. It's always good to see the family. Yeah, yeah, no Diddy on the balls dropping. No oil, no lotion, none of that. Shit. Hold up, my son's calling. Hello? What up? Huh? No, I'm streaming. What? Oh, wait. Yeah, no problem. Right, right. Yeah, it should be straight. I'll make sure. Abuka first down and more. Oh my goodness. Ohio State is just nasty. I don't know why they were talking about firing this head coach because they lost to Michigan. They come out crazy wild. Sorry, I apologize for that. Son had called. Um, he might be done by the end of the third. Might be gone by the end of the third. Yeah, I mean, with almost 1,700 yards, being able to play quarterback, he played quarterback last year and receiver and slot receiver. Like the man does it all. So I mean, if you're going best player available, I think some of these teams are gonna have to pick him up for sure. GTA Online on the new Xbox is a W. I haven't played GTA in since probably the second one. Never understood that game. Just driving around doing dumb shit. Handoff, stiff arm to the face, lower shoulder. Golly. Number one would be my number one pick. I mean, not in the first round, but running back wise, I think some of the top guys are going to go. There might be one in the first round. I think Ashton Genty is definitely going in the first round, but second round, there might be a run on probably a couple, maybe two or three, depending on teams' needs. But I think third round is when most of the running backs are going to scat out this board. But I think there's going to be a lot that go in the second round, too. Not as many as we think, though. Ohio State been producing lots of great wide receiver talent. They produce any talent. Like you name it, there's not a spot on the field where they're not producing talent, in my opinion. Like they're constantly, whether it's defensive end, whether it's offensive tackle, guards. But when you're one of the biggest schools in college, I mean, and with the now with the NIL, you can pay players to go there. Like they don't even have to pay players as much as most teams just because of the name and the legacy they have. Like same with Georgia, same with Alabama. Kids kids are relishing to go to these schools. They're not recruiting these kids. Most of these kids are, you know, trying to go there. They're not looking to sign too many kids, get all the top 5-star recruits. Hopefully with the NIL and that Walmart money, my Arkansas Razorbacks could start getting some of that top recruits. We got some coming in this year. We lost a lot of players, but one thing we did keep is the best quarterback in the country. Mark my words. Taylor Green, bro. If that kid stays healthy, coached by Bobby Petrino. You know who Bobby Petrino coached in college? Bobby Petrino coached Lamar Jackson. That's right, Lamar Jackson. He has a Lamar Jackson that's 6'6", 223 or 33 pounds, and runs a 4.44 40. That's just absolutely wild. Taylor Green. If you don't know who he is, go watch film on him. YouTube, Taylor Green highlights. This man is wild, bro. Crazy athletic, fast as hell. He just needs to work on his arm. Like if he can work on the touch passes, and get his accuracy up, which with Bobby Petrino, man, I think the sky's the limit for this kid. He made a great decision by staying in school. When he probably could have entered the draft, probably would get picked up in the, fifth, probably fourth, fifth, sixth round, something. But kid's gonna be wild. Is Will Johnson a good companion to Patrick Surtain? I would pick Will Johnson in a heartbeat at number 8 or wherever we end up, 6, 5, whatever. We don't know how the season's gonna end. Um, we could win a game and end up ninth or 10th. I think if we win a game, there's a way we fall out of the top 10, which is crazy because I want to beat the Chargers so bad. I do not want this team to go 0-6 in the division. Is just wild, bro. We haven't done that since fuck, I don't know, 2014 or something. Like I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, I think he's a shutdown corner. He comes from the same school as Charles Woodson. 20 years later, I would take a chance. I would take a chance. He was injured this year, and if he wasn't injured, I believe he had the Achilles injury. Ohio State 17. At least they held him to a field goal. But yeah, if Will Johnson didn't have the Achilles injury, and I think he had the Achilles. Anyways, whatever his injury was, he was hurt a lot of the year. His stock would be way, way up. But he's still, even with the injury, one of the best in the country. So, Rebel, what's the best thing for us moving forward in your opinion? Yeah, I know you meant comparison. I was just companion self sounded funny as hell. Uh, what's the best thing for us moving forward, in my opinion? Player wise, coaching wise, as a franchise, I mean, I don't know. There's I'm at that wait and see point with the Raiders because we don't know who's running what. It seems like it's going to be a lot of Tom Brady, and I just don't know what Tom Brady's. I just don't know what to think about all that. We don't know how he's going to run a team. We don't know. We know he's great at everything he does, but how's he going to be at running a franchise? And I think they're putting too much on his shoulders right off the get, and it could backfire on us or Mark Davis, not us, because shit. So I mean, I don't know. I think the best thing to do would be keep Antonio Pierce. Keep Antonio Pierce. Let him play out his year. If the season we start out losing, then fire him like they did Dick Daniels. Halfway through the season, and go that route again, or let him play out the season and see what happens. But I think the team's been developing, and when you hear the man talk, he has a vision for this team. So I don't know. I don't think bringing in new coaches and going that route is really going to help. What if Rabel comes in and falls on his face and the team doesn't, perform up to their standards for this man? Or what if there's controversy and shit and we're still at the same position winning 4 games? Then what? Do you fire him? Or do you give him another year because he has experience? Like, it's all questions we have to ask. But I have a very strong gut feeling that John Leon was good, my guy. I have a very strong feeling that Tom Brady's going to have a lot more say than people think. And if that's the case, it doesn't look. What the hell happened to my voice? Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello. What the fuck just happened? Hello, hello. All right. I don't know where my audio just disappeared, but if that's the case, I don't know. Tom Brady got to get us a quarterback in the 6th round. Salute Nation. We might have a quarterback already. That's the thing. We might have a quarterback. And nothing. Oregon just can't get fired up. Maybe they can turn it around like Arizona did, but damn, bro, damn. Uh, can I join the show? Yeah, I'll have you on one day. We'll figure it out. One of these nights, shit's gonna change. As soon as I get monetized, man, shit'll change, but it's gonna be a minute probably. But yeah, I want to start doing shows and definitely pulling people up. I would have had more people on if I still was using StreamYard, but with StreamYard not working, it's just very difficult. Um, Kano O'Connell will go on his fifth offensive coordinator next season. That's wild. And look at the way he's playing. If you look at O'Connell's last 10 starts, he has 13 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. There's no quarterback in the NFL that's doing that or that has done that in a long, long time. There is no quarterback that's done that. That's a fourth round pick with 2 head coaches, with 4 offensive coordinators, with 4 quarterback coaches that's put up those numbers. And I know they put up the numbers, all over Instagram and YouTube, and Hondo Carpenter's put up the numbers saying, Aiden O'Connell has whatever he has, 16, 18 touchdowns and 10 interceptions with almost 4,000 yards in his 15 starts. That's a fact. But if you break down his last starts last year, his last 6 starts, the man threw 9 touchdowns to 1 interception in his last 6 games, right? This year, in his last 4 games, he's thrown 4 touchdowns to 1 interception. Now, don't take a genius to do math. 9 times 4 is 13. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's 9 touchdowns to 4 interceptions in his last 10 starts. That's extremely, extremely good numbers. That's with a struggling offensive line, a makeshift offensive line, and no running game. No running game whatsoever. And 4 offensive coordinators. The kid don't blink. His mindset, and it's like he doesn't blink. He doesn't get rattled. Antonio Pierce has said it. Um, Scott Turner has said it. Everybody's talked about how the kid, he keeps his composure. He doesn't get rattled. He's a quarterback, bro. He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback you could build a team around. He makes damn good decisions. He reads defenses good. He doesn't turn the ball over. Who do you got in this game, Rebel? Ohio State. I don't think Oregon's coming back, but I had Ohio State from the jump. I just think, Oregon State won last time. And I think Ohio State just has too many weapons. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's going to do enough. I think last time they played was enough for this, the coaching staff and the head coach to break down what they needed to do to change to not let Dylan Gabriel beat them. Because in the last game, Dylan Gabriel had kind of an Aiden O'Connell day against the Chiefs, right? 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. This game, I don't think that's happening. Ohio State is not messing around. They came to play. They came to play. Leon was good. My hope is O'Connell takes a huge leap while running game and defense dominate next season. I mean, that was the plan this year. That was the plan this year. If Aiden O'Connell would have started from the jump, I don't believe we would have had 3 interceptions a game or 2 interceptions or 3 turnovers a game with Aiden O'Connell. And I think the defense would have held us in those games. We lost the games because of turnovers, whether it was Gardner, whether it was the running backs fumbling, that's why we lost games. A lot of those penalties on third down when we think we're getting off the field and we give them a free first down. A lot of that shit was happening early, but they corrected it. So, we lost a lot of the games we lost because of turnovers from quarterback play. And Antonio Pierce said it himself. And I think Antonio Pierce said the best thing he ever said in his last interview. When they asked him what he had learned the most about himself this year, because they're always asking about the players, Antonio Pierce said to trust my gut, to go with my instincts. If that's the number one thing that he's learned this year, that's me telling sorry, I was watching this play. To me, that's Antonio Pierce saying, I didn't trust my gut. I listened to that dumbass in the headset, and I listened to Tom Telesco, and I listened to Luke Getsy, and I went with Gardner Minshew. And I kept going with Gardner Minshew, and he didn't trust his gut and go with Aiden O'Connell. And that's what I feel. That's what I felt all year. I felt it wasn't his decision, and he wanted, every time he talked about Aiden O'Connell, he said, Aiden is Aiden. Aiden is Aiden. He don't blink. He's gonna do Aiden. He's gonna do, he's gonna be Aiden O'Connell. And people took that as, oh, Aiden, he sucks. No, he was saying Aiden is Aiden, bro. He's gonna do the same thing Aiden does. He's not gonna turn the ball over. He's gonna, make plays. He's gonna lead receivers, and he's gonna keep his team in the game and give them a chance to win. And we would have won a lot more games with that kid, in my opinion. Yo, brother, let me take a peek at that jacket you got is badass. Hold up. So, yeah, I don't know if I can stand up. You can see me. He's doing a fashion show and shit. Oh my goodness, wide open, another touchdown, Ohio State, and this game is not even close. Not even close, bro. Oregon's lunatic Raiders team. Well, he must be on that Dylan Gabriel train, but I was never on that Dylan Gabriel train. And after this game, uh uh, uh What do y'all think about the? Appreciate you. What do you think about the shootings and the fucking dude running people over in New Orleans? What do y'all think about that shit, bro? That is wild, right? They're postponing the game. I really wanted to see my guy Riley Leonard in Notre Dame beat the shit out of Georgia. And yes, I'm calling it now since I'm on live. And people are gonna say, "Oh, you didn't call it like this game right here because it's in the middle of the game and you asked me who's gonna win." I had Ohio State, but I'm taking Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is gonna beat Georgia, and Georgia has one of the best defenses college football. But I think Riley Leonard is that dude. And if I'm wrong, shit, I've made mistakes. But 6'4", 220 pounds, runs a 4.5 40, makes pretty good decisions, got a fucking pretty good arm. Watch out for Riley Leonard, I'm telling you. The kid is going to skyrocket in this draft. He already has. Like, they had him at the 20-something best quarterback in the draft. He's already up to, like, 8th. So, Riley Leonard, y'all. Riley Leonard. I really wanted to see that game. It's going to be a hell of a game. Even though Georgia has a backup quarterback, but, dude, he's not bad either. We need one when we go hunting. Oh, I need one when I go hunting, right? It'd be a nice hunting jacket. It's not very thick though. It's just like a pretty thin. It's warm because it's like 20 degrees outside right now. It's freezing my ass off. Uh, yeah, Howard is looking really, really good, really good. But on the other hand, I hate saying but. However, on the other hand, if you look at the man, he's pretty much just a little bit younger Aiden O'Connell, right? He doesn't make plays with his legs much. He stands in the pocket, throws the ball to two great receivers, and he has a truck at every position on the offensive line. Like, he's not getting pressure. They're not getting to this guy at all. And yeah, if you bring him to the NFL, he's the same as Sam Darnold, man. He's another, Sam Darnold type guy. You just got to put him in a system where once in a while he's got to roll out to make a play, but most of the time he's standing in the pocket. And I think Howard's going to be a pretty decent quarterback. He's got a damn good arm. He's been on different teams, so he's seen a bunch of different schemes. He definitely has a snap count, and by snap count I mean, by college football players, you want them to at least have. I mean, I don't know what the number is, but over 1,000 snaps. I would say 1,300, 1,400, as many as possible, so they can see as many situations. And I think he's been on the, he's been on the grass. He got enough burn to, but those receivers, bro, those receivers are, them receivers are nasty. I would take either one of them, Abuka or Williams, like in a heartbeat. Maybe even in the first round at this point, because I mean, let's be honest. You got Brock Bowers, who is unguardable, and if you add him with a receiver like one of these guys, or one of these top receivers in the draft, even a Travis Hunter, the Raiders are unstoppable. They would be unstoppable. Protect Aiden O'Connell and just roll with that. Beef up the defense and the O line. This team is way better than people think. We got a lot of good ass young players. Sixth youngest team in the NFL. Like they're gonna be nasty. Not as good as Ohio State though. Jesus. 24-0. It's a smackdown. And it's only Wednesday night. I thought SmackDown was on Friday. You're hopping in the shower. Sweet. That shit's crazy terrorist attack. Right? Absolutely wild. Why would somebody just drive through people trying to kill and take innocent lives? It's just absolutely wild. And then with his name, of course, everybody's going to assume it's a terrorist attack. Now they got the FBI and shit closing down a stadium. It's just crazy. Crazy. Gene Jules, what's good? Raider Rebel, bro. I feel you. We need to let AOC quarterback 2025 and draft Travis Hunter and or if Jackson Dart out there, then we get him. I would take Jackson Dart too. I mean, he's definitely going to be a project. I would say probably 2 years sitting just because his decision making, but he's athletic and he makes plays with his legs. The only thing I don't like is he doesn't have the speed as Riley Leonard. I think they're about the same quarterbacks. Riley Leonard, I think, is just faster and bigger. Like Jackson Dart's 6'2", 220 something pounds, but he runs a 4.8 40. Now you look at Riley Leonard, he has a little bit better arm. He's 6'4", 220, and runs a 4.5 40, which would be one of the fastest quarterbacks in the NFL if he was drafted or when he's drafted, because I believe he's going to be drafted. It's just a who. But when Riley Leonard's drafted, he's going to be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in football. And he's one of those kids that, if you let him sit a year, he's just going to get better and better. But he's one of those kids that you might even be able to start in the first year just because his intelligence, and he makes so many plays with his feet and his legs because he's athletic as hell and he's so big. He reminds me, I keep saying, of Josh Allen. Like the kid has that height, the strength, where he can just carry people. And if you get to the NFL and add another 10, 15 pounds on that kid, he's going to be wild, dude, wild. And the Oregon Ducks are punting again. Where's this Dylan Gabriel that everybody's talking about? Mitchell Rands? Like, where's all these guys? Dylan Gabriel's the guy. Dylan Gabriel's the guy. If we can't get Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel's the guy. I don't see it, bro. I didn't see it all year long. I mean, damn, they beat some good teams, but they're just shutting this kid down. He's not doing nothing with his legs. He's not doing nothing with his arm. That's not a franchise quarterback to me. I'm sorry. But yeah, Travis Hunter. I did a mock draft last night. I was gonna go live and do a mock draft, but I figured it was New Year's and nobody was gonna be on. But it was absolutely wild. Shador was there at 8, and I didn't take him. I'm lying. I had to take him. I mean, damn, if Shador's there at 8, you can't pass up on that. But the craziest thing was Travis Hunter fell all the way to like 7th, or I think he was there too, 7th or 9th or some shit. But Ashton Genty fell all the way to 15th. I was like, what kind of mock draft is this? And then in the second round, I got trade offer after trade offer. I had 6 trade offers for the second round pick. Now, if the Raiders can pull that off, and it might be a sign. Maybe there's a lot of teams that are thinking there's a guy in that second round high up that they really need more than maybe it's a position, of need more for them than it is for us. And bro, if we could get the amount of picks they were trying to give me for that second round pick in this draft, I would totally do it. One was just moving back from the 8th spot we were in to 14, which is moved back 6 spots. But they wanted to give me their second round, their 4th round, their 5th round, and their 6th round pick, and a pick next year. I was like, done. Like, you can't turn that down. So, if the draft goes like that, you get people that want picks and want to trade with them. I think this team could turn around real quick. But if we go with a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, it's rebuild time, and people aren't going to be happy. People aren't going to be happy. Rebel Clemson Tigers are going with Natty next year. Rebel what team? Do we need to trust the Eagles and NFC East? I don't think we play the Eagles. I mean, the only time we play them would be in the Super Bowl. We definitely ain't playing them in the NFC in the playoffs. So, and I don't know what the schedule looks like next year if we play the Eagles. But I bet you would love it if we beat them, right? But with Saquon Barkley and the Raiders, the way they can't stop the run, the Eagles would destroy us, bro. I'm just being honest. Right now, at this point, yeah, I don't, I don't see us being able. Oh my God, and he is gone. He said, "Ass beating in what? Ass beating in Pasadena." My man said, "Who is calling this game?" Did he just say ass beating on TV? That's funny as hell. And Travion Henderson, 66 yards to the house, bro. To the hazy. Took it to the crib. That man is fast. What's he run? A 4.39, I think they said. Or not they said, I was looking, whatever his stats. 30-0. The number one team in the country has just got ass clapped by Ohio State. And if you really think the Raiders should still draft Dylan Gabriel, please unsubscribe from my channel. I'm just saying. Please. Please. Because, man, no. No, no, no. And the same guys that are saying Jalen Milroe, like, did we watch the Jalen Milroe game last week? I mean, yesterday, whatever day it was, bro. Jalen Milroe and Alabama should have murdered that team, and they got dog walks. Like, that kid needs to stay in school, and I hope he does. And I've said it for the last 3 weeks, and people are like, Jalen Milroe's already entered the draft. He has not entered the draft, and I've been saying he's not going to. He's going to stay in school. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, you need to follow me. Tell your friends to follow me, because sometimes I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I think he's going to stay in school. And after that performance, he'd be stupid not to stay in school. You got one more year of eligibility. Take it, bro. Take your NIL money. Develop as a quarterback, because obviously he is not. Yeah, it's duck hunting season in California for sure. Like, they don't know what to do in California. They ain't never been duck hunting there. 31-0. So do you sit your starters? Like, let me know in the chat. I can't see it being a rebuild, Rebel. Maybe promote Rob Leonard to DC, Ben Johnson, the head coach. Lots of building blocks and rookies. Hopefully, Max stays around. I agree 100%. There's lots of building blocks. There's lots of rookies, but we have 28 free agent players. And with Tom Telesco letting Jacobs walk, do you really see him, keeping around the homegrown talent like he promised to do? He said that was his MO, right? Keeping around homegrown talent. So Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Morig, um, Divine Diablo, Colton Miller, all these guys. Oh my God, that pass was almost picked off for a touchdown. Jesus Christ, man. Dylan Gabriel, bro. They might want to go to their backup. Who the hell said Dylan Gabriel? Raider D? Oh, yeah, Raider D was all in the. Dylan Gabriel's the next guy the Raiders are drafting. Come on, man. Some of these commentators, bro. And I know the Raiders got scouts there, but they might be packing up and getting on a plane. Bye-bye, Diablo and James. Sorry, I'm trying to watch Dylan Gabriel. All right, roll out. That's a damn good pass, but almost intercept. It was intercepted. Was it? And Oregon players throwing their helmet, pulling a Devontae Adams on the sideline. Jeez Louise. Let me see this helps because it's getting dark in here. Do I have a light? Oh my God. Don't do that. All right, never mind. We are in the dark. Um, but yeah, Raider Ryan, I believe it is a rebuild if AP doesn't stay because um, I know he was saying, I know a lot of commentators were saying that shit, but yeah, I do my homework. I don't let some people, want to say they're the hardest working people in the business, but man, you gotta work harder. You coming up with shit like that, you gotta work harder. He also said, I'm not gonna go into that, but other people have said Aiden O'Connell will never be nothing but a backup, and now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, Aiden O'Connell's gonna be a starter. Like, just flip flopping shit is crazy. Here we ain't trying to get clicks. I like this little click that I got. The 6, 8 people that come in my chat all the time and hang out with me. I'm good with that shit. But yeah, I try to keep it as real as I can. 100%. Like, I ain't trying to get no clickbait and put out some shit like I got people in the building that are spies that are gonna work for my little content creating ass and tell me shit and risk their job getting fired when they work for the fucking Las Vegas Raiders? Like, come on, who's gonna do that, bro? Who's gonna do that? And if you got that much money to pay somebody to do that shit on YouTube, you making more money than me. Maybe I should quit my job and be a full time YouTuber. Like, I don't know, that shit's crazy. All these people with their insider tracks and you know now they talking about what was the latest one I heard. Oh, I don't even know. Somebody was going to be the coach of the Raiders. Oh, Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis is the head front runner for the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders now. Marvin Lewis? Marvin Lewis? Have they seen what Marvin Lewis has done? You see how he's helped AP Rebel ready to blow out the Eagles next year. We are going to shit on them. I don't know, bro. Them Eagles are nasty. They ain't playing. Turn this on. Oh yeah. Boom. Better. Got some light in this bitch. God, they should just call this game at halftime, 31-0. I thought Oregon's coach was good too. I was saying like them and offensive coordinator, if the Raiders were gonna be dumb and try to take a 5'8" quarterback in Dylan Gabriel, which I know he's not that tall, but maybe you bring in his head coach or his offensive coordinator with him. But yo, I don't know. I don't know about that, man. Have a great day, nation. Going to chill with the fam. What are you still doing in the chat? I thought you were hanging out with your family. Raider Ryan, man, I appreciate the shit out of you. Much love, my guy. Yeah, go hang out with the family. Don't tell them it was my fault. Don't tell them it was my fault. But yeah, man, I see us being in a rebuild, like a complete rebuild. Because if you bring in Vrabel, I keep saying this man is going to hire his own coaches. He's going to want his own players, his own quarterback, and a lot of these guys that we love and have come to, you know, grow and watch with the Raiders since they've been drafted might not be in the building. And I hate seeing that shit because to build a franchise, sweep reverse almost picks up the first. To be a solid franchise, look at solid franchises. They draft their players and they keep them in the building, bro. They keep them around. Most players, like the Lions, look at their fucking roster. It's almost all draft players. Almost all players are in-house, homegrown talent. The Raiders don't do that shit, dude. They don't. They don't keep anybody in the building. We draft them, and then you know why we don't keep anybody in the building in the Raider Nation? I'll tell you why. Because we don't keep our head coaches. And every time you flip and bring in a head coach, no matter how good that player is, they think they can get something for that player and bring in their style guys, or that player don't fit their their offense, or that player don't fit their defensive scheme, or whatever the situation is the problem with the Raiders. Look at every other team. They keep head coaches even when they're bad. Look at the Jaguars. Are they going to fire their head coach this year? I don't know. But come on, man. He's had up and down years since he's been there. Lots of teams, the same way. They don't get rid of their coach. They're like, damn, maybe next year it'll be different. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe we need better pieces on defense. Maybe we need a better O line. And they take chances on these guys. If you believe in the guy, keep him. And I think Mark Davis believes in Antonio Pierce. But the problem with it is I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters if Mark Davis believes in Antonio Pierce. I think if it was Mark Davis's decision completely, I believe Antonio Pierce would be back. I don't think he'd go nowhere. I think he'd be the head coach next year because I think Mark Davis believes in what Antonio Pierce is trying to do. On the other hand, you have Tom Brady in there, you know, a guy who is paying a head coach that beat him in the Super Bowl. How's that gonna work out? Tom Telesco in the building, who AP got fired, putting up 63 on him with the Chargers. All this shit is questions, 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 questions. But I believe the decision is going to be up to Tom Brady, and I think Tom Brady's going to want his head coach. I mean, he's part minority owner, so he's helping pay these guys too, which I don't know how much, being 5% owner. I mean, you ain't paying too much, but so you're going to have some say. And I think Mark Davis is, so hungry to turn this team around and to have somebody that knows what they're doing in the organization, that knows football, that knows players, that knows talent. And I think that's why Tom Brady's here. I think he's, buddy buddy with Tom Brady, and I think he's pretty much going to hand the reins to Tom Brady. He's just going to hand him the team and be like, yo, you can have it. You run it. I'll pay for everything. Just run decisions through me. Came to the room to change and snack with the kids. Going for round two. Nice. I got to answer this one. I had to answer this door. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, nice. Ray Ryan. Is there a linebacker you can think of worth taking in the second round? I don't know if he's gonna be there, but the fuck is his name? Jihad. the linebacker from Alabama. Um, I like I like the linebacker from Alabama. I really like that white boy Weeks from LSU. Man, he reminds me of Robert Spillane, just with way faster, way more tenacity and motor. I think that kid's a dog. Like I don't know, he'll probably be there in the third or fourth. But man, that's an aggressive ass linebacker who could be a solid middle linebacker. He's in on every single play for LSU. Wherever the ball is, that kid is there, and he can cover. He's good in coverage. But I think there's a lot of linebackers in this draft, and I just don't know, you know, until the Senior Bowl and until the Shrine Bowl and the Combine, where these guys are going to place their linebackers. It's a lot to do, with 40 time, their cover skills, their cuts, their breaks. Um, is there any chance we have of beating the Eagles and giving them the straight belt to the ass? Yeah, we have Brock Bowers, and we have a chance of beating any team on any given Sunday. It just depends on what Raider team comes to play. Like that's always the question. You don't know who's going to show up. Abdul Carter in the first and trade Crosby. Use that pick for a quarterback. Hmm. Let me ask you this: so, if you're gonna do that, would you just trade Max Crosby to the Minnesota Vikings for JJ McCarthy and their first round pick this year? It's in Philly. Yeah, the Raiders. I don't know. We play them next year in Philly. That's gonna be a good ass game, but it depends on what they do in the offseason. But like I said, we got to get some. With Christian Wilkins in there, it'll be a totally different style game. If we keep Malcolm Coons, yeah. But next year's next year. I don't know. It depends on what team's going to be here, who's the coach. Shane, let's focus on this year. We still have one more game. One more game. Yeah, that would work. You would be down with that? I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not saying I'd be happy with it. Like I think Max means more to this team than that. Just his energy, just his presence, his motor in the building, I think drives this team. And I think that's why they're playing well right now, is because he's hurt and they're like, man, they're playing for their leader. I kind of get that vibe. But I mean, yeah, if you could get a JJ McCarthy and their first round pick this year, which the way they're playing is going to be what, probably in the 20s. I mean, damn, two first round picks this year and JJ McCarthy. I don't know how I could say no. I don't know how I could say no, especially if you throw in like a third round or a second or a third next year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I could turn that down. Really, I love Max, but if you look at Caleb on chasing the way he's come on, you throw him money. You bring back Malcolm Kuntz, and you have Caleb on chasing and Malcolm Kuntz on the outside. With the way Tyree Wilson's been playing the last couple games in the middle, and Jonah Lalu, you keep those guys. You get rid of a Jenkins, and you bring in, you know, let Adam Butler get more play time with Christian Wilkins. Bro, I think that defensive line would be nasty. I think it would be nasty. And you'd have JJ McCarthy and two first round picks this year. Bro, how could you not? How could you not? How could you not? And if I was Tom Telesco, or if anybody watches this live, Tom Telesco, Mark Davis, AP, I think you stay. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, get on the phone and be like, hey, Minnesota, if you don't make it this year because your defense, right, they're only lacking defense. A lot of teams score, I mean, every team scores a lot of points on the Minnesota Vikings. Their defense does just enough for Sam Darnold to win them games, I believe. But if you had a Max Crosby, you know, on the Minnesota Vikings, and if they lose in the first round of the playoffs this year, they're probably going to want a dominant defensive end. And if you could get a Max Crosby for a guy that you're not going to use, if you decide to go with Sam Darnold for another 2 or 3 years, and sign Sam Darnold to a big contract, and you're not going to use JJ McCarthy for 3-4 years, why waste that kid's career? Trade him to the Raiders for a team, for a Max Crosby and your first round pick. I think they would want probably a first round pick and maybe a third or fourth round for McCarthy right now as it sits. But if you're giving him a Max Crosby, I mean, why would you not throw in your first round pick and JJ McCarthy? It makes sense to me. Let JJ and ALC compete, right? you know, I think he's young and he makes some dumb decisions, but I think he's damn good, with his feet and with his legs, and help a little bit, like something. I don't know. I think he makes good decisions with his legs. Ooh, that is way too bright. Makes pretty good decisions with his arms. He's very young. He didn't have many snaps in college. They ran the ball way too much in Michigan, and he didn't get enough attempts, I believe. But if you let JJ McCarthy sit for one more year behind Aiden, or compete with Aiden, if he beats Aiden out, start. But if you keep Aiden one more year and let that kid learn from Aiden's accuracy and the way he reads defenses, I think it would. I think it'd be nasty. I think it'd definitely be worth the trade. I would definitely entertain it. Definitely entertain it. Okay, Oregon on the march, 34-0, trying to get a drive. I was going to talk about this game, but it's a Raiders channel, so anytime we're going to bring up Raiders, everything else is on hold. I still know why I can't get all the people that I talk to in all the chats never come in my shit. They're like, "Oh my god, Raiders Rebel," but then when I go live, nobody's there. Crazy, crazy talk. Aiden is a great quarterback. I think Aiden is a great quarterback. Build the offensive line. Let AP run one more year and rock with AOC. I'm 100% with that, Robert Pena, and I think you hit it on the spot. Positive if necessary. Um, AOC's proven he's that dude. Like I said, the numbers don't lie. His poise in the pocket, his control. He doesn't turn the ball over. How do you not go with that? He's had no run game. All the shit that he's went through, like AP said, and all the battles he's went through, and the man just doesn't blink. He's still Aiden. He's still Aiden, the same person every day. He's starting to be more vocal. I thought he got a little swag to him, turning his hat around backwards in the meetings and shit, or in the pressers. I thought that was kind of coming out of his shell a little bit. I like that. But yeah, I've been rooting for Aiden O'Connell before anybody, and I don't care what any content creator says. I was the first one talking about Aiden O'Connell, and if they want to battle and show Brit videos or pull up videos and dates and times, we can do that shit. Because I was talking about Aiden O'Connell, his first game in the preseason, his rookie year. I was like, what the hell? Who is this kid? Like, where the hell did he come from? And I was saying the whole year, Jimmy G should not start because he had no time with the offense. He wasn't ready to go until a week before season started. He had no time with the receivers, with the offensive line, and Aiden killed it. He beat the 49ers, they beat the Rams. Like, he was playing solid teams with solid backups and a bunch of depth. And I was like, Aiden O'Connell, bro, you got to go with this kid. Nope. After the first game, the second game, I was screaming, just put in Aiden, just put in Aiden. And then they put him in and set him up. And anybody could say what they want. Josh McDaniels set Aiden up in his first game. They did not block Khalil Mack off the edge. They did not block Bosa, and they let these guys run rampant on him and didn't try to double him, didn't try to chip him with a tight end with a running back, and they just let him tee off on this kid, and he took all those sacks and still almost won that game. Still had a chance. Brought us all the way back and made one bad decision, and a talented Pro Bowl safety took advantage of it, picked him off, and the game was over. But from that game on, I was before that game, but from that game on, I was like, bro, this kid's gonna be special. He's gonna be special in the NFL. He has every aspect except for athleticism. It's the only thing you don't have is athleticism. And like dude said in the game the other day, he's like Bambi running on ice, which that shit was funny as hell. Fuck that, I'm not trading Max Crosby. I'm holding him hostage. If he asks out, I'm not trading him. Man, if he doesn't want to be here, you got to trade him, bro. You can't hold people hostage. All right, the Oregon Ducks at the 5-yard line trying to get in the game. And the game is over. I mean, the half is over. Did y'all not get a timeout? Oh, they got a timeout with no time on the clock. Um, I think our biggest downfall started with McDaniels, but if we're going to fire anybody, we should fire Mark Davis as barber. Big balls in a bowl cut, baby. You know how Mark Davis rolls. Come on. Windows notes damn plate. What? What? It just happens to be we're in a division with Mahomes, Herbert, which O'Connell ain't on that level. How is he not on that level? He put up 340 yards with 2 touchdowns against the Kansas City Chiefs in a game we should have won, but they fumbled away the snap. And there was a couple other dumb decisions on 4th down. We went for it, didn't get it. Blah, 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 blah. Time, clock management, all that shit. But Aiden O'Connell won that game pretty much. Doing Gabriel on the run, scramble, touchdown, Oregon Ducks finally to go into the half with a point. Good drive by him. But yeah, Aiden O'Connell put up 340 and 2 touchdowns against Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 defense in the NFL right now. They're the number 1 defense in every aspect, I believe. So I don't know how you could say he can't compete with those guys. He outperformed Patrick Mahomes. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Go back, look at their numbers, look at the stats for the game. He outplayed Mahomes. And our defense held Mahomes to a worse day than Aiden O'Connell. Like, he also put up 63 against the Chargers. And Herbert wasn't in there, but he was in there the first game we won. Or almost won. Should have won, at the last second. He threw an interception. They dominated a Super Bowl champion and a guy that's been to the Super Bowl twice. He outplayed him. All 4 games or 3 games they played the Broncos. So 2 games last year. I think Aiden can hang in any division. I don't think it matters. I think if you give him time, he's going to drop dimes. And I've said this over and over again, and I'll continue to say it. Aiden O'Connell is that dude. If you give him time, he's going to drop dimes. He's going to lead receivers open. He's going to find guys. He's going to put his receivers, his running backs, and his tight ends in a position to make plays. Now, every once in a while, he'll throw the ball behind somebody. He's human. He's also a 4th-round pick who hasn't even played a full season. He's only on his 15th game. And people are acting like this kid has played 5 years and hasn't done shit for the Raiders. Like, no, he's played 15 games, and he's won us a lot of games in those 15 games. He has a winning record. Like, come on. What more does the kid got to do to show he deserves a shot? I'm not saying he's the franchise. I'm not saying he can be. But I'm not saying he ain't, and I'm not saying he can't be. 34-8. Damn, down 26 points at the half. I wanted Dylan, but he also had a bad game today, so I'm out. I try to tell you, kid, don't listen to every commentator. Like, make your own decisions, do your own film study, watch your own tape on your own games. It's all over YouTube. Just Google their name, and there's highlights of everything. And you don't even have to watch the highlights. You can go watch complete games, and you can, watch the lows and the bads. But if you pressure quarterbacks, they make bad decisions. And Dylan Gabriel has shown today that if you put pressure on him, he's not as good as everybody thought he was. When does note stand play? What does that mean? John Leon? John Leon. Oh, let's see what this does. Oh, hey, what's good? I'm smaller. How come I don't have a chat in there though? Where's the chat? That sucks. Sorry, I'm trying to figure these out. Messing around, messing around. Cool. Oh, what does time? I still don't get it. Oh, what time does Notre Dame play? You didn't hear John Leon? The game is canceled. It's gonna be tomorrow. Some idiot last night at 3 o'clock in the morning ran through the crowd in New Orleans, killing like 15 people, injuring 35. There was a big shootout. Dude got killed, and then they found some kind of device in his vehicle to detonate a bomb or some shit. So they canceled the game. They evacuated the stadium, and they got the FBI, the bomb squad, and everybody trying to find this damn bomb. Like, they got FBI came on the TV, was asking the community for help if they know anything about the guy, if they seen the truck, where he lives, if they can, yeah. So the game is tomorrow, and I don't know if they have announced the time yet, which pisses me off because I really wanted to sit here and get some watch time and watch Riley Leonard so I could be like, damn, I told y'all Riley Leonard is that guy. But, with my luck, he'll come out and play like one of these other quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers or something. So, yeah, no game today. It'll be tomorrow. For all y'all that don't know, now you know. That's going to be a damn good game, too. Georgia's defense is nasty. And they got a solid offensive line, but Notre Dame's defense is, man, we seen in the last game, they just dominated that game like they were playing a high school team. So I think the matchups in this first playoffs, what do y'all think about the matchups in the first playoffs? You think the games should have been a little closer? You think maybe Ole Miss and Jackson Dart and you know I would say Alabama, but the way Jalen Milroe and Alabama played, like maybe not. But you think some of these bigger schools deserved, to get in the playoffs because of the strength of schedule. Like Indiana, a smaller school, they didn't play as many tough teams as Alabama, or LSU, or LSU lost 4 games, or 3 games, so they were out automatically. But I don't think these smaller schools, even like Boise State played a damn good game. They stayed in it, but they just don't have the depth that the SEC or the top teams in the ACC has. So I thought it was a pretty good college playoffs. I thought some of the games, could have been better. The blowouts were just not fun. Not fun with the blowouts. Travion Henderson is a freak. Would y'all draft Travion Henderson in the third round with the first pick? I don't know what pick we have. The third or fourth pick in the third round. If he's there, would y'all take Travion Henderson? I think this kid is a man, a beast at running back, and could be a difference maker in the NFL. Like he's got that wiggle, he's got great vision, he's got speed, he's got size, strength. The kid is a monster, bro. F the Eagles, F the Eagles. Are you spamming the chat mod? Are you allowed to do that? uh, Eagles are gay with the tush push. Hey, don't say that because I've been calling for the Raiders to tush push with Aiden O'Connell all year long. He picks up those 1 yards every time. Every time there's a one or 2 yards, Aiden O'Connell can get it because he's got long legs and he might not be the most athletic, but he's strong, bro. He's got pretty strong legs. And I think he's only missed it one time, so I don't mind the tush push. I think the tush push is funny as hell. Like and it's smart. It's smart football, right? Why hand the ball to your running back, which takes 2 or 3 more seconds or 2 seconds more to catch the ball, turn around, hand it to your running back, and for him to get going when you can just directly snap it to your quarterback and just lean forward and everybody get behind you and push. It makes perfect sense. I think it's one of the most brilliant plays in football. And yes, the Eagles pretty much invented that shit. So I know, but I think it's a good shit. I like it. I thought they were going to ban it this year too because it seems too easy, but there's a lot of plays that can't pull it. A lot of teams that can't pull it off. It doesn't work for everybody. That shit look crazy in the light. What else we got, man? Who else we got? So the Chargers aren't playing their starters. They said they going balls to the wall. They trying to win. This is going to be a huge game for the Raiders. But I don't feel even if they win, I don't feel it's enough for Antonio Pierce. I think Tom Brady is going to be AP's downfall. I really do. Damn, gonna miss the Notre Dame game. They play at 4 Eastern time. I'll be at work. That sucks. Can you watch YouTube at work? I'll be live for the game. You can just put headphones on and listen to me. Yeah, the good thing about social media and shit nowadays is you can pretty much record the game on anything, or watch the replay later when you get home and shit if you have YouTube TV. But the shitty thing is with all the media and social media is you're gonna find out the score before you get to watch it. Somebody's gonna tell you the score, whether it's the radio or TV or somebody at work screaming or somebody's gonna let it slip. I hate that shit. I hated when I had to, work on Sundays and miss Raider games because I had to finish jobs. And I'd be somewhere, out in the woods in Arkansas working on a house where you get no signal at all. I'd be like, damn, I have to wait till I get home. But then as soon as you get in the car for lunch or something, they start talking about it on the radio. Crazy shit. Rebel, I'm just hoping we beat the Eagles in their own game. That would be nice. You want the tush push to be better at it, then you will tush push the best. I don't know. I think they're pretty dominated. I think Jalen's got that shit down, bro. He got that shit on lock. But Aiden O'Connell's right behind him. I think he's the number one in the NFL when it comes to first down conversions. I think when they go for it with the right guy, which is not always. Usually they go for it with a damn running back who gets absolutely nothing. But so, what do y'all think? 5 people in here. Does AP come back? Is there any circumstances do you think that AP comes back? And what are those circumstances? Of course. And if he doesn't, then man, it's a full on rebuild year. Full on rebuild year. My opinion. It's gonna be too many things, too many changes that we can't control, and that shit's gonna suck. I want AP back, but we are hiring Mike Vrabel. I don't believe it's a deadlock yet. I don't believe it's a deadlock. I think AP does have some things going for him. I think the biggest downfall he has is Tom Brady. Now, can Tom Brady convince Mark Davis, which I believe he can, because Mark Davis is going to listen to anything Tom Brady. He's like the little dog on the Looney Tunes back in the day, which you're probably too young, Shane, but Looney Tune cartoons, they had a big dog and a little dog. And he's like, hey Spike, hey boy, hey Spike. That's what Mark Davis reminds me of, just following Tom Brady around with his nose up his ass, like just in awe of that guy. Yeah, I mean, I fully want him to. They should have last year. I want him to do a full search last year and evaluate every option, but they didn't, and they pretty much had their sights set on AP to make Raider Nation happy, which you know no problem with that. I was on that train. I wanted AP. After the Christmas game, I went live for the first time ever. That's when I started my channel. I was like, damn, welcome Antonio Pierce to the Las Vegas Raiders, our new quarterback of head coach of the future, which I thought they'd at least give him time, but didn't turn out like that. But I think they should, do a full search. Now, if you can get Ben Johnson to come in and interview him, then interview him. If you can get Liam to come in and interview him. But my number one guy right now is Mike LaFleur. He's the offensive coordinator of the Rams. The Rams started 1-4. They've had injury after injury. They won their division. They're in the playoffs. And this is a scary team to watch out for. Like, they have, Jared Verse, one of the best linebackers. Reminds me kind of that Ray Lewis style linebacker. The Rams are dangerous. They're going to be dangerous in the playoffs, and they're going to surprise some teams. And it's part of that is because Mike LaFleur. Like, Mike LaFleur's offense is very good. There's constant motion. They keep everybody guessing, and teams can't key in on them. The guy's got 12 years experience in the NFL. His brother's the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, who's killing it in Green Bay right now. And I think we need an offensive-minded head coach. I don't mind Brian Flores. I don't mind Vrabel. I really don't want Vrabel, but I don't mind Flores. But I think I don't. We don't need a defensive coach. Like, we have a damn good defense, and I think any half-ass, well respected defensive coordinator could come in and do wonders with this team. I think with the young guys we have, the corner position, especially if we get one more in the draft. I think any defensive coordinator could come in with the defensive pieces that we have and have a damn good, solid defense. So I think we need, I think we need an offensive coach. We were better with Gruden. The Raiders have always been better with offensive coaches. Just look at their history. I mean, okay, John Madden was a defensive coach, but Flores was an offensive coach. Pretty much Madden. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but I guess Del Rio wasn't really offensive coach. He was a defensive coach. But, a lot of our half-ass successful, because we haven't had many successful coaches in the Raiders organization, but, a lot of half-ass successful guys were offensive-minded coaches. And I think if you look at Mike LaFleur and you look at the Sean McVay tree, just go Google Sean McVay. Google Sean McVay coaching tree and look at the amount of coaches that have coached underneath him that are coaching in the NFL that are head coaches, not just offensive coordinators or switched over different positions. They're head coaches in the NFL and they all have winning records. And, you know, to me, that means a lot. It says a lot. And, with his brother as intelligent as he is and what he's done over there in Green Bay, it just makes all the sense in the world to interview Mike LaFleur and say, bro, what is your vision with this team? Because he might have exactly what Tom Brady and, Mark Davis is looking for. So I want him to do a full extent. Like, as many coaches as you can get in the building, do it. But then also re-interview Antonio Pierce, right? Because you can't just take Antonio Pierce and not re-interview him. You have to give him another interview to, speak his mind and say how he's developed, how he's grown as a head coach, because I believe he has. I think he's grown tremendously as a head coach from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. And, like I said in his last interview, the man said, what have you learned the most about yourself in this season? He said to trust my gut and to go with my instinct. And I think that right there is a big cry saying, I haven't had a chance to run the team the way I want to. Give me a shot. And I think the Raiders need to do that. Art Shell, Gruden, Hugh Jackson. Yeah, Hugh Jackson was, I couldn't get the damn name out of my, I knew it was a Jackson. I knew it wasn't Jackson 5. I just couldn't fucking think of it. I wanted Hugh Jackson to be given a chance as OC. I didn't want him back as head coach, but I definitely would have took him over Luke Getsy 100%. And I'm not gonna lie, I was on the Luke Getsy train because I thought Luke Getsy was, the run game they had in Chicago, I thought was gonna, transfer over to the Raiders, and we needed that. And if we had that run game, I think his system would have been better. I think his downfall was Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew's turnovers made Luke Getsy look like an ass, and Luke Getsy's play calling in key moments on third down, 3rd and 20, 3rd and 18, 2nd and 20, made him look like an ass, like he didn't know what he was doing, just inexperienced. So, yeah, it was all around just a bad year on decision making. And I think Antonio Pierce has grown, and I think he deserves another shot to prove it, with a team that's not injured, with the quarterback that he wants. Like, he even, I can't remember the quote or what exactly he said in the interview, but he said something about, they asked him about Aiden O'Connell. And he said, hey, Aiden is Aiden. And I think, Aiden would have won us a lot of games. But Tom Telesco, he said in the beginning, before the season started, I'm going to get with Tom Telesco. I'm going to get with Luke Getsy. And we're going to sit down and talk on who we think, should be the quarterback of this team. And obviously, he lost out because you could see from, every interview the last couple of weeks, he's constantly alluding and hinting to, the fact that he hasn't got to run this team like he wants to. And yeah, Hugh Jackson, I think with Antonio Pierce would have been a way better combo. I think they would have gelled more. I think they would have been more on the same page. But you live and learn, Antonio Pierce, like I said, trust my instinct is his biggest takeaway from this season. That's just to me, that's him trying to say without saying I didn't get a chance to run this team the way I wanted to. I didn't get my quarterback. I didn't get my offensive coordinator. You know, fuck, he probably might even got the running backs. Like, I don't know, but I'm sure Tom Telesco was the one that selected Madison. I'm sure it wasn't AP that said, out of all the running backs that we could have brought in this year, bring me Alexander Madison. Come on, that's a Tom Telesco cheap ass move. Coupon Tom being cheap, and it killed us. We had no running game. We brought in a number 3 running back to be the starter, or to be the starter, our backup to Zamir White, who just never got it together this year. Just the system was not his fit. It's funny that Zamir White, with a shittier offensive line last year, and a head coach in Bo Hardegree that had never called plays in his life, could have a dominating run game. But a guy like Luke Getsy, who's had experience, been there, done that, could not. Like, it just makes no sense. Makes no sense. What do you think about Will Howard? Would you draft him if he fell to us in the second round? No, hell no, no, no. In the second round, no. None of these quarterbacks. Mark my words, and I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, shit, come talk to me on my channel. You heard it here first. Raiders unleashed. I don't believe there's going to be a run on any of these quarterbacks until the late third round or the fourth round. I think it's going to be Shador, Cam Ward, and depending on Riley Leonard or one of these guys, how they perform, in the combine and the Senior Bowl. I think they might go in the second round. I think if Milrow comes out, somebody might take a chance in the second round. I think somebody might reach on Jackson Dart, but I don't see any of these guys going to the fourth round. I don't see Jackson Dart. I don't see Will Howard. Um, I don't see Dylan Gabriel. I don't even see Riley Leonard, which I keep comparing to Josh Allen. I think he's got that Josh Allen blood in him, that competitiveness, that will to be the best, and that's all he cares about. He's not flashy. He don't care about material shit. He just wants to play football and win, and I think that's what we need in this organization, especially in Las Vegas, where it's Sin City. It's nothing but temptation everywhere you look. There's ways to get in trouble and distract you from your mission. And I think we need guys that are focused. And I think Riley Leonard is that dude. But I could be wrong. We'll find out tomorrow how he plays in that game. But like I said, watch out for that kid. But I don't think I'm not taking anybody in the second round, quarterback or third. Like, and I wouldn't even take I probably wouldn't even take Shador or Cam Ward, like, unless I was picking 20th or later, because to me they just haven't impressed me. And I've watched film on them. I've watched all their games. I went back and watched the all 22s. I've watched all this shit on them. I've watched other people's breakdowns on them. And they just don't impress me. Cam Ward does, but he also scares me. He scares me with some of his decision making. And I think with a year, sitting on the bench and learning the NFL system for both of them guys would be the best bet. But if they're picked in the first round, they're going to be thrown in the fire, and they're going to be, starting in the first year. And I think their first year is going to be like a Caleb Williams type year. It's going to be like a Bryce Young type year. And again, people aren't going to be happy with that shit. People are going to say I'm hating. I just don't like Shador and Cam Ward. That's not it. I just believe they're not NFL ready. They, there's too many. It's too fast from college to the NFL, and none of them were in a complete NFL style system. They didn't play big time colleges. They lost against teams that weren't SEC or ACC top caliber defenses, NFL ready defenses, and when you get outperformed in those games, what are you gonna do in the NFL, bro? You're gonna choke. You're gonna choke. They're gonna ruin your career, and you're gonna be called a bust. And people are gonna write you off, and you're gonna be Baker Mayfield. and Sam Darnold sitting on the bench behind guys for 4 or 5 years until somebody puts you in the right system. And I think that's how the NFL goes. So I think Cam Ward and Shador would both be a reach, like in the first round. I wouldn't take either one of them in the first round. They're just not ready. Shador maybe he's had the most snaps, but his size, his is willing to run 30 yards backwards and take a sack instead of throwing the ball away, trying to make a play and trying to be a hero. You can't play hero ball in the NFL. And to me, I'm out on Shador on that shit. And, Cam, at least he'll throw the ball away instead of taking those 20, 30-yard sacks like Shador, just constantly running backwards, thinking he can avoid everything. You can't always think you're the best and better than everybody, especially when you get to the NFL, because everybody's better than you, or you are equal, if not better. Do you think Chip Kelly had any say in what? Oh, what do you think about Will Howard? In Will Howard? Do I think Chip Kelly had say in what? In staying at Ohio State? I know Antonio Pierce wanted him to be the Raiders offensive coordinator and he turned him down. I know that. Sacked. Good Lord. Jack Sawyer just destroyed Dylan Gabriel. Where's this mobility? Where's this footwork? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. You got to get that ball out, boy. Good Lord. Come on, man. 3 Mississippi. You need an internal clock as a quarterback. And if you don't have an internal clock, you're going to get smoked. Oh, Champ Kelly? Do I think Champ Kelly had any say? Nice catch. Not a good ball by Dylan Gabriel, but a hell of a catch by his receiver to save him. That ball's out of bounds when right on the line when he catches it. That's an NFL catch. Gets 2 feet in. John Leon, what is your question? Do I think Chip Kelly had any say, or do I think Champ Kelly? Chip Kelly or Champ Kelly? Which one? I can't answer the question if I don't know who you're talking about. Are saying what? Are you going to do a live play-by-play Raiders and Chargers? Yes, sir. It is the last game. I will be on time for my man Penna. I will not be late, sir. No. Really, I'm on time for every single live. That's the only, and it wasn't scheduled. It was a last minute decide to jump in and go live thing. So, Champ Kelly, do I think he has saying what in the Garner Minshew decision? I know he's having a lot of say in the scouting. I know he's been at a lot of these games. I think he's at this game watching Dylan Gabriel. Oh, Dylan Gabriel got his tight end in his stride, trying to make some noise. All right, I'm out, my brother. Have a good one. Happy New Year to everyone. Stay blessed. Raiders. All right, my man Robert Penna. Happy New Year to you. I hope 2025 is everything you dreamed of, my guy. And I'll be live. Shit, a couple times before before the Raiders game on Sunday. We play on Sunday or Saturday? Damn, I gotta make sure. But yeah, I think Champ Kelly should have been the GM. Like, I don't think we would have missed on Brock Bowers. I still think we would have had Brock Bowers and JPJ and DJ Glaze if Champ Kelly was the GM, in my opinion. Just the way the draft fell, and they were the best players available. I don't see him reaching. I think Champ Kelly was a damn good corner, a shutdown corner. I think he's a damn good evaluator of talent. Um, when he was the intern with Antonio Pierce, I thought they did a damn good job of bringing in players to help us get through the season. And I really like Champ Kelly. I was rooting for Champ Kelly to get the job, but it's good they kept him in the building. I don't know what say he'll really have in making the decision with AP. Oh, all right. Oregon on the march. Might be a little too late, but it was a shitty game. Rebel, how many more years should AP get? Honestly, I feel the Raiders are in win now mode. Um, we were in win now mode this year, but as AP said, you have to have a lot of luck in the NFL. You have to have shit go your way in the NFL. Ooh, and Oregon Ducks are getting ready to score. Sorry. You have to have shit go your way in the NFL. You have to have luck on your side. And the Raiders have had no luck, not once. In the games we won, we dominated those games. They didn't. The other team didn't beat themselves. They didn't give us plays. They didn't give us first downs. We took those games. Now, the first two games we won, the Ravens game, the Ravens beat them. The Ravens beat themselves. We should have never been in that game. We should have never won that game. No matter how good we played in the fourth quarter, the Ravens still had every opportunity to just murder us in that game, and they kept beating themselves. Uh, I think in the Cleveland game, we beat ourselves over and over. They beat themselves, and we got lucky in that game. Those two wins, I think we got lucky, and we shouldn't have won. But the last couple games, I think we played well enough to win. We didn't hurt ourselves. We didn't make dumb mistakes. And, I think that goes a long way. I think that goes a long way. Honestly, we don't know what AP's contract is. Nobody knows. Some people say 2 years, some people say three. I've heard both. Now, if it's 3 years, I don't know if I'd give him that. You're gonna have to do so. You're gonna have to have a winning record or close to it this year, with improvement all around, right? To get your third year, like if that's his contract. But if his contract's only 2 years, you have to give him it. I mean, just me. You have to give it to him, and you have to also give him the incentive that put some stipulations in there, which I'm sure are in his contract, because every contract has two contracts, right? You get your first contract to show what you can do, to show you are the fit, you are that guy, you're capable of being that guy, and those contracts, are usually 1 or 2 years, maybe 3 years, and then you get your big contract, which is a 5 year deal or a 10 year deal. That's if you have a winning record and the owner and the GM likes what you're doing with the team and shit. So everybody gets one contract and they're fighting for that second contract. So I think AP's got a long, long way to go to ever get to that second contract. I don't know if it could happen. He would have to have a crazy year and go 13-4 like I predicted us to go this year. For there to even be talk of him coming back next year, and I think Aiden O'Connell would have to have a crazy year, and I think we'd have to have a running back, with over 1,000 yards. I think there would be a lot of things for him to get a third year. Like that'd be crazy. But at least let him. I think he deserves his contract. Honestly, one more year easily. He deserves that. And I think Raider Nation and the fans, even the fans that don't want him, I think we deserve that. I think the players deserve to have some stability in the building, and have a chance to play and show the fans, the NFL, the owner, the general manager, that they want this guy to be the man and they want to play for this guy. Like Antonio Pierce is not a stupid player. He is not a stupid player. The man is very brilliant. You don't go from an undrafted free agent to a starter, Mike linebacker in the Super Bowl, and point out flaws about Tom Brady that helps your team beat an undefeated team in the Super Bowl. Like, you don't do that if you're stupid. Like, he gets better. Obviously, if you're an undrafted free agent, you're not the best linebacker in the NFL or in the draft, right? So he progressed. He got better every single year as a player. And I believe in my heart that AP is that type of man that he is going to give it everything he has to be the best because he wants to be the best. He has that drive and that fire. And I think he will get better every single year if they give him a chance. But I just don't see him getting the chance, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I think Tom Brady's going to be a big part of that. And, it is what it is at this point. I just want to win, bro. I just want to fucking win football games. And I don't care if they bring my grandma back from the dead and have her coach the team, like, or John Madden from the dead. Like, I don't care who the coach is, bro. Bring back John Gruden. I don't give a fuck. Just win football games, please. I'm getting up there in age. I'm tired of losing seasons. And now that I do YouTube, it hurts even way more because, like I said, I got to watch these games over and over again to do film breakdown and shit, which I stopped doing this season because I couldn't take it. I'm going to be honest. I couldn't watch it. I was like, bro, I can't sit here and watch my team just fucking play like ass over and over and over again and then have to talk about it on a live. So that's one of the main reasons I stopped doing film breakdown on Thursdays. And my computer was acting, I think I put way too much shit on it. I have like a million pictures and videos and thumbnails I've never flipping used. Like, I need an organizer. That's what I need. I need to hire somebody to control my YouTube shit and my files. But man, I appreciate everybody in this building. I'm gonna get the hell off here. This game is ass. Oregon scored 14-34. I might pop back up later on and talk more Raider shit. But I'm gonna get off here. Enjoy the rest of this game, and I hope everybody has a happy new year. And I will see y'all tomorrow, if not later on tonight. More than likely, I'll get bored. Now that I know this system works like this, and I can go live this way, it's not bad. So appreciate y'all for pulling up. Hit that like button on the way out if you already haven't. If you're down with this content, if you made it this far in the live, think about subscribing to the channel if you're already not. And tell a Raider homie to tell a Raider homie to become a Raider Rebel subscriber. Peace out. Much love. Ray!